beginning of the Sand Marble Rally, I made a bet with a silly man in this server that the only thing that wouldn't happen, the only thing of all the possible things that would not happen, that could happen, would be that Slimer would not win. And of course, every marble who's ever raced in Sand Marble Rally DNFs on the last race, and Slimer wins. So because of that, I had to give him a special role, and I feel really stupid as a supposed marble sports knowledge guru. Welcome to the Marble Sports Worldwide podcast. I can't even say it. It's hard to say it. I'm actually pretty upset about it. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Commander Wolf. Back at my parents' house, so, that audio quality's me off, but, Easter, gotta compromise somehow.
Yeah, but you're looking good today, Woff. I can't believe that I messed that up. It was a simple prediction. All I had to do was I could have said nothing. That's what I really could have done, and that's the funniest part. I could have just let him. You can't
keep your mouth shut.
I can't. I don't like Slimer. I don't like him. Why? I don't have to. That's it. I don't feel the need to like Slimer. That's what I don't feel the need to. And S-Man, it was just funny to tell S-Man he was going to be wrong. So, and then I was wrong. So there you go. But this is Easter weekend we are recording on. And so happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
For anyone who doesn't celebrate, usually we don't talk about religion and stuff much on this show, but Easter, of course, is very important to me and very important to WAF, as it represents to us the death and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. So again, we don't like to talk too much about religion, but I do want to share that that's a big deal to us. That's something that's changed our lives, and it's shaped us to be the people we are today because we believed we are saved from. We believe everybody's sinful, and we are saved from that when we put our faith in Him. So, happy Easter to everybody. Some people might have just learned something new about Easter right there, but we are very devoted to that. All that being said, we have Marble Rally to get into today.
We do. The finale of Season 6, actually.
The finale of Season 6. I mean, really, it just seems like it's such a dumb marble. Like a dumb marble.
Well, the fun is, we can look at your notes. For your rally predictions, we'll talk about it in the actual discussion section of the show because it's quite interesting.
Okay. Wow. All that being said, I don't really have anything else for the intro. A lot of stuff's going on in my life, but it's hard to really share it. I'm going to turn... Yes, it is live chat. I'm going to end up dissing the Mini Maniacs at some point because they suck. Who cares about them? They're not... They're like the Slimer of the Marble League. Right? I mean, No, your Minty Maniacs suck. I hate the Mini Maniacs. I always will say that. It will always be forever in my lips. And, yeah. Well, that's a funny emote. But yeah, I don't understand Slimer. I don't understand how that happened. I don't understand how Super Bowl freaking DNFs like 5 seconds into the last race. And Ghost Plasma DNF 3 times in the last 3 races. That occurred. Whatever. Okay, let's go to the news. When we come back, we'll just talk some marbles and get out of here.
Hello, Marble Sports fans! I'm Commander Wolf here with the Marble Sports Worldwide News. First, we have the penultimate race of Marble Rally Season 6. This one was not as crazy as some of the other ones with only 2 DNFs. However, one of them was a big one. The first was Silverbolt, and the second was Ghost Plasma. This is the second DNF in a row for this marble, and considering that they're at the top of the leaderboard, this is very bad for them. By the end of the race, Crazy Cat's Eye came in first, followed by Duct Tape in second, and Slimer in third. Because of this DNF, Ghost Plasma lost their spot at the top and was now tied for second. They really needed to bring their A game for the last race if they wanted to win. Unfortunately for them, race 10 was absolutely wild, with several marbles who were in contention all DNFing in this race. Super Ball, Crazy Cat's Eye, Ghost Plasma for the third time in a row, Wisp of Darkness, and Red Number 3. All of them just did not make it. It was so crazy to see. This left things wide open for a lot of other marbles, including the rookie Amethyst. At the very end of the track, Lollipop sped right ahead of Grasshopper and took first, leaving them with second, and Slimer coming in third. And because of this third place finish, Slimer is the Marble Rally Season 6 champion! This marks their very first Marble Rally Championship title, and after being so close for so long, it must feel amazing. Not to be forgotten is Duct Tape with the silver, and Super Ball with the bronze. All incredible performances. Unfortunately for Ghost Plasma, they missed out by just 1 point. And Amethyst, our rookie of the season, was in 5th place with 96 points, very, very close to the podium, so congratulations to them. And before I forget, Slimer also now has the most points in Marble Rally history, making them a truly decorated marble. Congratulations to all these wonderful marbles for their performance, and we look forward to seeing them in the next season. Moving away from JMR, the Adventure Marble League Winter Showdown Grand Prix Challenger and Winter Showdown Paper Challenge have all concluded. Congratulations to all the marbles who managed to move on to qualifying for the next season. Next up, we have Marble Madness 2023, the Round of 32, and the Sweet 16. After both of these sets of races, Octopus and Atlantis have moved on to the final race, with the battle for third being between Slenderman and Wasps. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out in the very end. And finally, we have Race 8 of Season 2 of the Spiral series. After making their way down the tower, Earth came in first, followed by Asterose in second, and Lemo in third. Well, that's all for the news. Thank you for listening. I'm Commander Wolf. You are the best fans in the world. Let's kick it on back with the podcast.
We have returned from the news, guys, and we're just going to jump right in. We're going to touch on Marble Rally, and then I guess it will become a show that looks forward to what's happening in the future. I know Marbula 1 is not that far off. Honestly, we're in April already, so Marbula 1 is coming, all right?
That's true, yeah.
And Marble League is not far behind it. So we have some exciting things to be looking forward to. Oh, the Showdown's coming soon, too? When's the Showdown?
Oh, right, Marble Rally Showdown. Right. I forgot about that.
The Showdown for... Wait, they didn't run the Showdown at the end of the year? Yeah, they did. Oh, SMR.
Marble Rally Showdown.
I forgot that they did that. I vaguely care about that. Thanks for telling me. I guess we'll cover that at some point, but it's good to know. It's good to see, because that's like, I don't know, that's like decides which marbles get to be a part of the qualifiers for next year, right?
Yeah, basically.
I want to see the 20. Yeah, who is the 20? No, yeah, Dragon's Egg, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dragon's Egg's in it.
Yeah, who really took an L this past qualifiers. I mean, like it's hard to imagine a marble like that not qualifying. But again, like Sand Marble Rally is so random in the sense that like sometimes, like I mean, Ghost Plasma is the best racer right now in Marble Rally, and he took 3 DNFs in the last 3 races.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's very RNG in some sense. It's weird because this does feel as RNG as Marble should feel. I'm going to make this point. Marble Rally feels exactly how RNG Marble Sport should feel, right? This makes sense. When you think about marbles that are not animate, all the same size, whatever, Marble Rally really illustrates that kind of RNG-ness, right? You have all these DNFs. You have a racer can win 3 in a row and then get last 3 in a row. Like, you have that obvious, like, dichotomy of good and bad that really goes into, like, you flip a coin. Sometimes you're going to get 6 heads in a row, but it's still 50-50 in the end, right? And then it feels like that. But funnily enough, the other 2 marble sports that run on the channel don't feel like that at all. It does not feel at all RNG when the Savage Speeders never get below top 5 except for that 1 year in Marble League. It's just like, it's crazy. Where did they finish? They finished 4th last year, right?
Oh, the
That's a super
Savage
yak
Speeders?
question. Yeah.
Yeah, they finished
Yeah.
4th, I believe.
Like, why are they so good? Like, the RNG should show up. Where are the DNFs for the Savage Speeders, right? And so, like, I don't like the RNG does come through in Marble Rally. So I guess like that's why it can be hard to predict. It can hard to understand what's going to happen. I mean, like Ghost Plasma, 3 DNFs in a row is unheard of. You really have to be like bad, what we would say to be able to do that. But it happens to the best of the marbles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
Thanks, Will.
Like I wonder if it's like the like we can talk about like things once we get to the races, but I feel like they're like something was off about the second run of the track, like on race 10 compared to race 9. Like I think there's like a twig or a branch on the track that wasn't there before across the top. Like and also like, it seemed like it was like looser sand. Like I'm sure like it wears down the more races you run. So if they ran a race, it would wear it down a bit. But like there were so many DNFs, like marbles, like just like it was just crazy, honestly.
Yeah, and no, there were a lot in that last race. I think we might want to jump there and kind of take a look at that last race because it was really bad, and like it was. Normally, I mean, okay, so I guess there is no reason for a marble that has more points to have less of a chance to DNF than a marble that doesn't have many points. I mean, like, my point is, like, if you look at, like, standings here. Oh, God, come on, show up. Come on, Marble Rally video.
It was expanded. The track was extended for the last race, and it was actually apparently longer than... It was the longest track. Yeah. It was the longest track, which is longer than apparently 2016 race 12, which was the longest one in the past. Crazy that they never one-upped it since then.
Yeah, no, I think all tracks should be more towards 4 or 5 minutes, really give marbles time to percolate, but I think it's just lack of space or lack of time. But like,
well, also like I kind of noticed like the track seemed skinnier overall, like the old school, and I think like by making it longer, they had less time to make it wider.
Yeah, probably. But like, how hard is it to make it a little wider? Why is it so hard to make these tracks?
Well, if you remember like that how-to video he did like years ago, like for the skinnier tracks, like, he puts his shoe, like he drags the style of the track, and then he smooths it out with like a shovel or like one of those like plastic shovels, like sand castles. He like smooths it out. But to make it wider, you'd have to do it with a bigger tool, and it would take longer because you have to move more sand and stuff like that.
I think they should get like a special tool that they can just kind of like a lawnmower go down in a line and just digs it out, and then you just have to sand it over. You have to smooth it out. That would be cool. Honestly, that would sell to one person because only JMR needs that. But it would be such a cool machine. It would really help their process.
True.
I mean, like, you can imagine it, right? It doesn't seem like the most difficult machine, right? I could imagine it looking like a lawnmower or one of those, like, if you've ever been to a baseball field and they lime the field with that white line, it's like just kind of rolls over the top, and then there's something there that just spins or scoops or something, and it's like just constantly digging out that ditch and like discarding the sand to the side. And it's actually really helpful to do that too, because then you get the little walls, and then you just get the ditch, and you can set it for different widths. And I'm assuming that whatever machine you make would be able to handle widths as high as 12 marble widths, which would not be. I mean, that's not that long, right? I mean, think about it. I mean, the scale of the width of these actual tracks is not that wide because marbles aren't that wide. I mean, 16 millimeter marbles are how wide?
I guess like that tool tower is the plow. A plow.
Oh, a plow. Yeah, okay. A plow. But no, but plows don't discard to the side. Plows just upset the dirt and leave it there.
Okay.
Right? Plows don't actually scoop out the dirt and put it on the sides. Plows, I mean, I might make it easier, but probably not with the sand. You want something that will actually remove the sand. Plows just take hard ground and just kind of chop it, right? Like if you took lettuce and put it in one of those choppers and chopped it up to really fine lettuce. That's really what it does. It's in the same place. But how wide is 16 millimeter marble? 16 millimeters, that's not that much. You could probably make something that is up towards of a meter wide and adjustable that could just dig sand through. I mean, like some engineer could do something.
Yeah.
Well, if you're an engineer.
I was thinking about it this entire time, like how I would design it, but like I'm not going over to the Netherlands to give them a marble sand digger machine.
See,
I don't
and
have
that's
time.
why they only have 1.37 mil subscribers, because people like you aren't contributing that.
Brendan, I don't have time.
No, I'm just messing with you. Dude, there's probably
have to
people
pay
who
me.
heard that who were like, dude, wait, is he serious right now? No, but like, if you think you could design it, offer them a deal. If I think I could design it, I'd be like, okay, pay me 1,000, I'll do the whole thing for you and ship it. Or maybe even 4,000. I don't know how much it would be. It seems like it would be in the thousands.
Maybe. I'd have to figure out how to like. I'd either have to build it over there or like make it and then like have it shipped to the Netherlands. Like, oh my word, the amount the rigmarole of it all.
Rigmarole.
And since it'd be
Yeah.
considered contract work, I'd have to like probably pay some special international tax. Oh my god, no, I don't know if it's worth it.
Probably not, but it would be cool. It would be it wouldn't be
It
for the
would.
benefit of you. It would be for the benefit of the channel, and you love the channel. It'd be funny if we made that, if someone made that, or like especially you or me, and then they changed nothing about their track design because of it, and it just looked the same. And we're like, oh my god, they can do so many cool things now. It's just the same thing.
Well, like the only thing it would do is it would speed up, like, but like it would be like the same width. So they would have to just go manually go into like it to change thicknesses if they wanted it to, you know.
Well, you would
And
make
also-
it so you can just adjust the width as you go on the hand.
That would be way more difficult.
Well, I mean, that's not my problem. It's the engineer's problem.
Gosh. And then making smooth curves and like high banked turns.
No, but remember, you're just using this to cut out the sand, and then you can kind of. It's much easier to cut out the big
I
trough
guess.
and then put a little bit of sand back in there. You know,
Yeah.
I believe the hardest part is cutting out the trough. I mean, when you just kind of smoothing little parts over, I mean, that's not that bad. To bank it, everything.
I guess so.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think we should get to race 9.
yeah, I guess we can look at race 9.
Like Reflector had a great race. Like
Let me look.
that, like Greg mentions like at the beginning, but like that like really great recovery on like that first major turn was just wow. Like they took the corner so perfectly and then just pushed right ahead.
Yeah, I'm reminding myself of this race. Who won this race, by the way?
If I'm not mistaken, it
Wasn't
It was-
Reflector.
no, it was actually wait, was it or was it grass? I think it was.
It's crazy to see these panovers. Look at these panovers. Like, you
Yeah,
really
it is.
realize how freaking huge these tracks are. Holy crap. Like, you look
Yeah,
at
like
the
it-
start. Look at this. It goes all the way here, all the way down. This is, yeah, they need that plow. Look at the distance. My mouse is here, all the way down here, turns down all the way. Wow, and it's still going.
Yeah, it's an impressive track. Can't be denied.
Like, dude,
Cannot be
like,
denied.
this seems like distant. Like this is how far it is. If someone was standing at the start of this track and someone was standing here at this, like, and this is not even the end, I don't think I could hear this person with it unless they were screaming. Like, I don't think I would be able to actually talk to them. And it's still going. You didn't even
Yeah.
see the end of it. You're right. They are long tracks. I guess we can't get too upset when you really look at it.
Yeah, like, well, like width-wise may not be the best. It doesn't lead to a lot of good overtaking usually, but like it's the length of the race is still really.
But
great.
I guess I can see why it's hard for them to really go ham on that, because it's like it's such
Right.
a long track already. I mean, like, I can imagine that this takes forever,
Absolutely.
but it's so cool. It's so cool.
And like they can't really make it like a multi-day thing because like it could get rained out and then wash away all their work, or conditions
Yeah.
can change and make it impossible to race. Like I think they have to get it done almost in one day. I think they might even come in like really early in the morning to like get it all dug out and then record it.
Yeah. But yeah, back to this race. Yeah, CCE did win, and I mean, I think CCE has potential. Like, I think as a
Yes.
racer, I could see CCE winning next year or winning in the next couple of years of Marble Rally. I could see it because it's just like, it's just consistency, but it's also like CCC has trouble working in the mid pack. I feel like I've mentioned this before. Once he's out there in front, he usually performs well. You see in this race, he got out in front finally, and then he kind of stuck there for a while. He did his thing, right? And he's a fast marble. He knows how to take the corners. He knows how to take the tracks. He's pretty good at handling the movements. Obviously, this was a thinner track mostly and a longer one, so that kind of works to his favor if he can get out front. I think that he just struggles in the mid pack. Like when other marbles are around him pushing it around, he doesn't know how to deal with that kind of constant momentum shift. And it's like it's one of those weaknesses that manifests. Sorry, what?
It's just that bank on that, like, before the helices, that's just so cool. Like they ride up onto it and like they jump. That's something about this track that's actually very interesting. Is that they actually have a lot of like elevated platforms. Like at the end, like at a turn, instead of like just being a smooth transition, it's like a drop and then they go into the next section. Like that's like a cool little additional feature.
Well, I'm trying to see that. Did I miss that?
Maybe it was more in this 10th race, but like in some of these, like, here we go. Like, at least for this part, like here, you'll see, watch this. Like, there's this big, it's like hilled, like this bank, kind of like almost elevated, but before going to the helices that they kind of jump off of almost.
I'm trying to catch.
Wait, is that one of the lips right there? I can't. It's a bit small, but I don't think so. Like,
I haven't seen the helices yet. I went back a little bit in the race, so maybe did I go back too far?
You might have gone back too far. We'll see. But like,
was it after this little section?
It was after the W. After the W, yes.
W. You know who else?
I love that the little W.
Yeah, it's actually cute.
Just putting a little more personality in there.
The bank,
and then that little nice kind of lightning bullshit one, and then here it comes. Yeah, here it comes. It's hold on. Here it is. Look at that.
Out of the helices, you mean?
Yeah.
The bank out. That is pretty cool. It's a good.
Well, I meant like I guess that bank is cool too, but I meant like there's like an elevated hill, you know, like in that the split pathway by the arrow.
Oh, in the split pathway?
Yeah, in the split pathway. Did you not see it?
Here? So I'm paused.
Yeah, like right there. You see on the far left side there?
Oh, like, you mean within one of the... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. That is nice. Wait, let's see how marbles interacted with it. Yeah, some marbles went up there.
Yeah, and like they're like flying around a little bit.
Yeah, okay, that is cool.
I like that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I think it's them trying to keep it interesting. Though again, this track was very narrow, so there's not as much chance for a lot of passing.
Yeah, so I also they made it nice and creative, even with its like skinnier track design, which is very nice. I don't know if
they're getting better at making tracks. I think they're getting much better at making tracks at this point.
I'd say so, yeah. The bridge there, that bridge has a bigger moment in the 10th race. We'll get to it when we get there, but like, maybe they added those like lips to the 10th race, but like I remember seeing like the tracks like they should have like a noticeable dip, kind of like steeplechase, where they drop down and keep going in the track. Yeah,
and it was fast at the end of this track too. I remember. I will say, in this moment, you can really see CCE is way out in front of the pack here. Like, he's not even on the... They're not even bothering to look at CCE because everyone's so far behind. And it's like that's potential. That's obvious race potential. It's just, CCE is not good at handling momentum in the mid-pack. A lot of marbles have trouble with that. We see that in Marbula 1, where, like, it's not that the marbles don't have the capability to be faster and better than the other marbles. It's that they can't handle the best way to strategize and move around in the mid-pack, right? They can't do it. They just, once they're there, they can't escape. Once they're there, they dodge left and they're hit. They dodge right and they're hit. Whatever they do, it just causes them to kind of be pinballed around there. And then all of a sudden, we're like 5 laps in and they've made no progress. They go for something, they make a mistake, they drop back to 10th, and now they're demotivated. So it's I think that happens to CCE. I think I see it happen a lot. I think I see that a lot of times if you watch races, you'll see CCE have potential out of the gate, make a mistake and disappear. Make a mistake and DNF.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm sorry, that slow-mo of the start there, like Reflector just like bouncing ahead and like forcing the way to the front. That's just such a good start. Like Reflector didn't like win the race, obviously, but like still, like Reflector had that's such a nice tone setter for this race,
Yeah, it looked like Pollo Loco got out there, and Reflector used that inside line very well. And again, that's like, it's knowledge that is hard to pick up because it's hard to practice that. Because look at what's happening there. A lot of marbles if you look at a situation like this, where Reflector, again, is the one getting out in front here from that exchange at the first turn. I mean, what's happening? Reflector took I'm going to have the snipping tool out here. We're going to snip. I never think I'm going to analyze, and here we go. All I need to do is Waff needs to say a word. All right, we're going to pull this up, and I'm going to explain this to you so you guys can see it here. If you're not watching the Chrome and you're listening to this live, watch on the YouTube, all right? Because this is going to be interesting. I know Pesky and Super Yak are here with us, so I think you guys are going to find this fascinating. I go to the YouTube now. I'm actually going to wait. I'm going to wait until they both tell me they're at the YouTube so I can watch this.
Pesky's there. Don't wait, Brendan. We gotta keep going.
No, but I want them to see this. I'm thinking of people besides us, Waff. You're always
I know, but like you also gotta think of the listeners, like how long you're gonna be waiting here.
Well, I'm hoping it would only be half a second. All right, Pesky's here. Good. Okay.
Yak's watching. Okay, there you go.
All right, good. I love Yak for that. So here we go. This is very important. I think this is really cool. So see this, and I'm going to go back a little bit in this previous video just to see it once more. Because you're going to see the reflector's line here. It's already there. So here it is. I'm going to draw in... What color should I draw in, Waff?
Do it with purple, because the reflector's is kind of purple.
I think I'm already in purple. I like purple. Okay, here we go. So this is the line No, this is the basic. This is the basic understanding of it. But watch the video. This is the line Reflector took. Reflector's here. He was here before. He's taking kind of this inner line here. And then he just went this way to the wall. And I want to put this out because this is fascinating. If there's no other marbles there, if there's none of these grouped marbles here, then this is absolutely the worst line you can take in this situation. There is not a worse line. I mean, obviously, any way you can bring yourself out here and curve around or dive through, those are better lines. That's not even that's like less than logic because of how simple it is to realize that. Like, anyone who doesn't even understand racing is going to be like, nah, you should stay in the open side of the curve if you want to be fast. Nah, you'd cut through. That's what just simple common sense tells you. You don't want to literally almost go backwards in the turn. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But in a situation like this, you have like, I guess the best way to call it is a marble read. Because Reflector's taking what would be a bad line, but because of all the marbles here, it's a good line. Because what happens is all these other marbles are taking this line. You have marbles kind of in the pack, coming through, grouping over here, and Reflector's like, okay, this is a bad line by itself, but let me stay in front of the other marbles, or let me be able to approach the other marbles from a different angle. And so when he approached them, they're all grouped here and packed on the side. He just approaches straight on. And all the marbles are rolling this way, so obviously any collision is going to drive Reflector this way, and that's what happens. Right? So he takes a terrible line, but because he had a good marble read, this actually becomes a good line, and then he uses the marbles around him to go forward. CCE doesn't do this very well. CCE is a great racer. CCE would be like, yeah, you got to come down here and go there. You know, but CCE doesn't see this. You can't teach that either. How do you practice that? How do you practice that, Waff? If you wanted to practice your marble reads in live situations, how would you do it?
You race with with other competitors in fun races?
Right, but you can't generate consistent situations.
Right. True.
Because you just make, listen to this. You just take this curve here and you make it a slightly different curve, and this is a dumb strategy. This curve curves back in, not as useful a strategy. This curve only curves about half the way and goes up this way. Well, probably not a useful strategy either, or not as useful, because then these marbles are going to be facing this way and they're going to be in front of you, so this is useless. Right? So, it's a very situational type of moment, and it only comes with this kind of racing sense that will come over time. Some marbles pick it up faster than others. If we're in the role play here, obviously none of them pick it up at all. But in the role play, some marbles pick it up faster than others, and that's what causes some of them to wait, sorry, I'm seeing a funny I gotta respond to this.
Brendan, don't respond to me.
I'm ADD. Bear with me, but that's why it causes some of them to be good racers. Obvious potential. You look at CCE, way out in front of the pack in this race, but they can't handle when they get stuck. They can't. It's impossible.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is a great moment. I guess moving on to race 10, we have that's quite a big one. Like red number 3 actually had. Actually, do you have anything else to say about this race? I should say before I try and force it along.
No, I don't think I have anything else on this race. I just wanted to point out that one movement, which I think was pretty cool.
Okay. Well, in race 10, like it's basically that track but extended. It's a bit further back. Like I did notice like there was that branch that went over it. Like they kind of hit the marbles, I think, actually at the start of the race. But a different thing that happened was like red number 3 had some extremely impressive defensive racing for I think half the race that they were able to fend. 10.
Okay, yeah, because we're gonna flip over there.
Yeah, cause red number 3, they had a very great showing at the start. I think it was for about half the race, where like they were fending off Grasshopper and I believe it was Duct Tape. They were very close behind, but like they were able to keep them right behind them, block their path for most of the race. And then I think there was a bit of a sharp turn that kind of caught them up a bit, and so they lost their spot. And then everything else just kind of gets crazy from there.
Yeah, and I think it's hard to pay close attention to red number 3 because of how useless red number 3 has been over the course of this season. I mean, not a high-performing marble. I mean, you look at the standings, red number 3 is last place with 3 DNFs, 50 points. I mean, not good. So it's hard to take note of a marble like that who's just been absolutely abhorrent. Abhorrent is the word. Not good racing this year. Not at all good racing this year for this marble. I know that we understand intuitively that it's because it's literally not the same thing as it was when it was good. It's literally not even the same material. It's not even the same size or weight in as many ways. But, it's kind of sad because we always see red number 3 as like this was a marble that could never lose. Now it's a marble who can't win. And he didn't get anything more than 10 points in any race this season.
Oh, wait, really? Was that...
That's really bad.
Oh, man. Ugh.
No top 5 finishes.
Yeah. Like this race though, like I gotta say, this race was quite challenging. Like the amount of DNFs, especially like for all the top marbles were DNFing.
I know.
Like almost all the top marbles were DNFing in this race.
You don't even want to hear what words that would not have honored God on Easter I said when I saw Super Bowl DNF in the first 5 seconds.
I'm sure
you have no idea how mad I got. And I just saw it right there. I'm getting just as mad again. And that stick wasn't on the... Why is that there? That wasn't there. That wasn't there in race 9. No, we're going to look it up.
They extended the track. Again, they extended the track. I think they went up. I think they extended it upwards.
Yeah, I think they actually did extend it upwards. That would make kind of sense, actually. So they really got it into the woods. Well, pick up the stick! Am I an idiot? Obstacle. Am I dumb? Am I stupid? Do I not understand?
Like it makes a cool obstacle, but also it's like this is the start of the race, and it seems slanted. It's like they were favored to go left, so anyone who's on the far right would get hit it. So like,
was I showing my DMs? That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. This guy was my friend. I'll tell you what I'm getting distracted on because now that it showed up on the screen for a second, my frickin' friend who plays Rocket League with me showed like that he was getting platinum, and I was like, no frickin' way you're platinum, and I couldn't handle like waiting to do that, because he's like my level of Rocket. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm. Whatever, I didn't think about that, but who cares? That's not like anything really bad was showing, so don't lie about your rank in Rocket League. Don't lie about it, okay? But anyway, and I'm here in race 9 and there's no stick. Actually, let's see if we can really understand what's different, like how far, like when this part of the race comes in. Yeah, because you go down and then you kind of make an elbow and go back right. This one starts with you go down and left a little bit, and then it really narrows for a little while. And like, dude, you can tell it's up because you're in like a good situation of sticks there for a while. I don't know if
the camera is also very shaky. Like this is probably some of the worst camera. Like, there's a smoother one. Like,
dude, what?
I think they only have one steady cam. I think they might only have one steady camera or something.
When does this meet up with the start of the race 9 track? Do you see it? I don't see it.
I'm not really sure. We're still far back. I guess how much of a length difference was it actually? Oh, there's the lips, like there's the drops I mentioned. It's like on an elevated platform, and then they just drop down.
Kind of cool, actually. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. My number 3 actually led this race a while. You're right. He did race pretty well, but it's kind of hard to take note of him when Super Bowl was just. Oh, I think this might be the start right here. Oh no, it's not. It's not.
Yak says it might be like halfway down. So it seems like they doubled the track length.
They really doubled the length.
That's what it seems like.
Wow.
Like they mentioned.
Oh
the
yeah. Look at that. Look at that. It actually is very clear. Look, it comes right in here. See, that's the start right here.
Yeah.
And they planned for that, did they?
That's the Ghost Marble track that they come through.
This path is here on the left. Look.
Yeah, that's the Ghost Marbles track from the race 9.
No, but they extended it back from there.
Yeah, like they put it even further back. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. So they extended it all the way back. The Ghost Marble got an extra. This is the Ghost Marbles extension, and that was an extra 1 minute and 7 seconds of racing. That's pretty good. Minute and 10 if you average by all the marble speed. And then it kind of opened up here, and we had the usual race. But
and that's when Grasshopper it's opened up, and then Grasshopper can take the lead away from red number 3.
Yeah, I mean, like red number 3. I mean, again, I know it's intuitively because the keychain switch, but again, red number 3 in role play obviously better at the earlier tracks. He was better back in the day. The tracks were a little thinner back in the day. It was kind of like once you got into the lead, it's hard to lose it. And so again, it might be something to do with that too. You have a marble who's not used to having to work in the wide spaces, not used to having all those lead change pressures. I mean, those pressures get to you.
According to Pesky, this is the 3rd longest track ever, so it's not the longest, but it's up there.
It is just so annoying that they just left it. I mean, like, dude, it was so likely for a marble to get stopped in this first stick. It's so dumb. It's right there. It's sticking out of the middle of the track. Look at this. It's like right here.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the thought process here?
It might maybe it was maybe it's a route, but then why did you make it there? Could you not
if I
put it
saw
somewhere
this,
else?
I would have restarted this race. Why does this got caught? Because I was like, come on, we're stupid for that. How do you let this be? I mean, if it was Slimer, I would have been like, dude, that's such a good idea. But I mean, like, it's Super Bowl, and Super Bowl was important, and I like Super Bowl, so I'm kind of mad. And then because of this stick, I had to give Case or S-Man that dumbass roll that I was sure I wouldn't have to give out because I was sure I was going to be right.
Like we have a Ghost Plasma, red number 3, Wisp of Darkness, and Crazy Cat's Eye all DNF'd in this race. And then Ghost Marble and Cool Moody almost DNF'd, but they both managed to get going again. Like, this was... Like, it was crazy.
Yeah,
how many
DNF'd. It was... Oh, sorry, yawning for a sec. Let's see how many. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 did not finish, but you're saying it's actually 7, but 2 got going again?
Mm-hmm.
So... I mean, that's not a record. I think we had 6 in a previous race, but
we've had worse. It's been worse
because it felt like a lot because there's a lot of marbles who had a chance to win who were cut out. Ghost Plasma, Cat's Eye, and Super Bowl.
Yeah,
all had a chance to win.
Man, it's crazy. But like the ending result here, it's interesting. Like our predictions for it. Like you said, you didn't put a particular order, but you said that the ones to be on the podium would be Silverbolt, Slimer, and Super Ball. You got 2 of 3.
I did get Super Bowl. He somehow still stayed there. No, but like I thought he was 1 point under Ghost Plasma going into the last race.
They were.
How did they get a point then?
So when you DNF, you don't get 0. Whoever DNFs first gets the lowest place. Then they go up from there.
Oh, so he actually got a couple points. I did not know. I actually didn't know that. I assumed DNFs were auto zeros. That's crazy.
No, they're not.
I feel like they should be.
Oh, wait, they are? Hold on, wait.
Look at the end of
am I misremembering?
Look at the end of race 9.
Sorry, I am misremembering. That's my bad. DNFs are all zeros.
Oh, Super Bowl was in first after race. Oh, I did not know that.
Super Bowl was 1 point ahead. Actually, that's right. Yeah.
I was just wrong about that. Okay.
Sorry, my bad. My memory was shot there.
The fun thing was that, like, obviously the ideal race would have been a battle between these top 4 from race 9, and it's just so funny how quickly that broke down. I mean, Duct Tape got 8th. 2 of the marbles in that top spot DNF'd, and then Slimer really just had the open field for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was so unfortunate to see Slimer slowly work his way up the pack, grind place. I was like, I know he's going to finish on podium and get first and S-Man, but Slimer man. But
yeah. But like Lollipop had a great finish there with that speed boost. Like, just like, zoom, I win. It's my goal.
Yeah, that was very cool. If you look at the end of that, they had a lot of replay B-roll at the end.
There was a lot of good things to highlight.
Look at the spacing between. It was just a quick draft lane. They used the chevron well. Grasshopper was blindsided by that.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a speedy end section with a lot of room, look at the room, though. This is a very wide section. You have the chance for this stuff to happen. Grasshopper kind of slept because he assumed he's in front of him was okay, but Lollipop found... And that chevron helps because you get a break from sand, which does tend to pull at you and move you around because it's granular. And you got that moment on the chevron, which, like... I mean, I feel like the idea of them were not really to be used as a major speed boost, but just more as like a cosmetic thing. But they really work as a major speed boost in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, I remember my predictions were, I think I said Ghost Plasma would win, but that didn't happen. But they got 4th.
They should have won.
Slimer, I think I said Slimer would get 2nd. Slimer got 1st, so close. And then I think I said Amethyst would get 3rd. Amethyst got 5th for a rookie. Like, that's really good.
That was pretty. Amethyst at one moment was still in, like, was gonna win the whole thing.
Yeah.
But they kind of dropped. They got 5th.
That would have been so cool.
Yeah, Amethyst got 5th, and they were like, if they had stayed in front of Slimer, who was back at 8th at the time, they would have overtaken all the other 3 and gotten 1st. So that's crazy. Amethyst could have. I was hoping for the win as a rookie. That would have been actually cool. I would have enjoyed that. But
like, it was a close final race too. Going into it is 99, 98, 98, 95.
It could have been one of the coolest front running 4, but unfortunately, luck would not have that.
Yeah, unfortunately. But overall, like, I think we're probably gonna agree on this. This is probably the best season of Sand Marble Rally we've ever seen.
I think that the tracks were the best. I think that some of I think 3, 4, and 5, 6 were really good tracks. We saw some interesting things. We saw things we'd want to see come over and over in the in like more features we want to see in the future. I know Duct Tape did take silver overall. Good for him. It is a quiet take too. So I don't know. I was a big fan of the track design this year. It was much better than usual. It actually does make me a little excited for next year already. Like what they're going to do and if they're going to continue in that direction. Because sometimes they stagnate, just like their sub count.
Yeah. Oh, Slimer, actually, I almost missed this. Slimer now has the most points in Marble Rally overall. They took it from Dragon's Egg.
Screw Slimer. I don't like Slimer. Just such a random marble. Super Ball is cool because it looks like a soccer ball. Dragon's Egg's a cool name. Ghost Plasma is a really cool name as a bright red marble. Red number 3 is cool. Who else is good? Pink Pearl. Pink Pearl is Rebecca. Big Pearl is super cool. I miss Big Pearl.
El Capitan.
El Capitan, classic. Pollo Loco, I can get behind him. Duct Tape even. The marble is cool. Lollipop, I'm okay with Lollipop. I'm in and out.
Cool Moody. Cool Moody.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Cool Moody. You can't. How do you go wrong with Cool Moody? How? Slimer just not my thing.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, it has the word Limer in it, so I should actually like that. I love the Limers. The Limers are gonna win one day, dude.
Maybe.
If the podcast ends at 200, like we're kind of saying, but then the Limers ever like win a Marble League, we'll do like a rando episode where I scream because it's the Limers. Pesky has something interesting. We'll cover it. Season 5 final race. So remember, this is last year's final race. Okay, she says, Marble in third place on podium to win season. Ghost Plasma DNF'd and fell to fourth from second. Marble not so Ghost Plasma had another chance to win last year too. You're saying,
and also got fourth again.
Marble not in top 3 snuck under the podium, which
Slimer.
was Lollipop.
Or was it? I thought Slimer snuck onto the podium. Maybe I was
no,
mistaken.
Pesky just puts Lollipop as another bullet, and maybe just because Lollipop was crazy again. 2 years ago.
I think. Oh, you think you're right? Yeah. Did Lollipop actually just win the race out of nowhere?
Did
Again?
Lollipop win the final race last year? So you're saying that last year the Marble in third place on podium to win season.
They got third. Lollipop got third in the race. Okay.
Marble in third place on podium to win season. What does that mean?
Oh, so the Marble who placed third in the race won. Right?
Okay.
That's what that means, right?
I'm not really understanding, but apparently the same thing happened this year. That's the point. Marble in third place for season 6.
Oh,
Ghost Plasma
I
DNF
see.
fourth to second. Marble not in top 3 snuck on a podium, which was duct tape this year, and of course Lollipop was Lollipop.
Yeah, third overall in the race, into the race. So like, the Marble who was in third going into it won. Okay.
Oh yeah,
I see.
Slimer was okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, good. Super Bowl 1-12. Yes, I love Super Bowl.
Funny how that works out. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Like not having like so many staples missing does make it weird to call us the best season. And maybe I'll reevaluate that. But like in terms of racing and track design, I found this to be the most engaging that it's been. But of course, it's also been over 2 years, I think, since the last time you saw Marble Rally. So maybe I was just excited to have Marble Rally back.
And I was excited. I think it was a good season. Since I'm not as like Dragon's Egg is not like the Savage Speeders to me. Like if the Savage Speeders aren't in something that can bring it down, but I'm not as infatuated with the marbles on Marble Rally. Though I guess Super Bowl. I would love to always see Super Bowl. Super Bowl does seem to be more likely the best racer in Marble Rally as opposed to someone like Slimer based on Super Bowl has only DNF'd twice in his entire career.
Yeah, this is the second one. Yeah. Pesky brought that up earlier. I meant to mention that again, but yeah, Pesky brought that up.
And I know
Very
Slimer
cool
hasn't
fact.
done that much DNFing because Slimer's also, I'm not going to deny Slimer's a good racer. But if you look at these numbers, we got that assumed 2 DNFs rule holds up. Red number 3, Cobra, 1, Wisp of Darkness, 4, Cool Moody, 1, Blizzard Blaster, 2, Grasshopper, 1, then 2, then 2, then 1, then 3, then 2, then 2, then 4. There's a lot of 2s here. There's a bunch of 1s. We said if it was under 12 races that it might be just 1 or 2, but you're always getting a DNF in there. Only Slimer managed to escape without 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's always going to happen. It's kind of like, I think we tried to like really get the number right there, but the number's pretty close based on what we estimated. We said that, I believe our consensus was, we definitely always say assume 2 for 12 races. I remember we say
I'm pretty
that.
sure, yeah.
And I think for 6 races, we always say assume 1. Because I think there was a 6-race season once.
It might have been the showdown, maybe.
Yeah. So I think if assume 1 for 6 and 2 for 12, then you just cut the difference. So assume like 1 and 2/3 for 1 and 2/3 for 10. Does that work out? Pretty damn close. So 1 and 2/3, what would that say? That would say that all have 1 and 2/3 of the field have more than 1. Or the 2.
Mm-hmm.
That basically was meant by that. And then if you look at the field, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9, which is almost 2/3 of 16. It's about half. But the principle applies. The numbers are pretty close there.
Mm-hmm.
The numbers are pretty close there. So I think that's just really cool. If you always assume 2 for 12 and 1 for 6, the numbers work out pretty close that you're going to get the field as a whole DNFing about as much as works out to those numerical values. So I think that assumption is holding up well. So when marbles avoid DNFs, like Super Bowl, who's only had 2 in his career, or Slimer, who didn't at all in the season, I mean, that is commendable. Because you're avoiding something that's assumed. You're not avoiding something that you're trying to avoid. Well, you are trying to avoid it, but you're not avoiding something that is rare. You're avoiding something that literally people who know the sport go into assuming it's already going to happen to you, even if you're the best one in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And you're avoiding it. So that's why I think Super Bowl might be one of the best. I think he is the best racer right now in Marble Rally. I think he and Ghost Plasma are better than Slimer. Slimer just got a lucky. Ghost Plasma 3 DNFs in the last 3 races, just horrid. Horrid.
Yes, but also they had a hat trick at the start, or near the start, so.
Yeah, they had 3 wins. I know, it was a really weird season.
In a row!
I just realized that.
You're just realizing this?
Yeah, race 3 to 5. Yeah, I forgot about that. 3 wins. Straight up. Direct. In fact, without those, they would not have even been in 4th. They would have probably been in... Well, actually, yeah, Amethyst would have beaten them out. Wow.
Yeah. Jack's like, I got the record. I'm a dip now. That's basically what it was, yeah.
What is his record?
Oh, no marble had ever won 2 races in a row, and then Plasma got 3 in a row, so they just broke the record like twice.
Bro, he literally didn't, he scored most of his points in those 3 races. He DNF'd 4 times this season. He DNF'd 4 times this season and got 4th place.
It was 4? I didn't realize that. It was, oh wow.
2, 7, 8, 2, 8, 9, 10. He got 3 first place in a silver, and then got 2 mid races, and then that's it.
Man.
What a season for him.
What a season.
But yeah, that's all to say that keep the math in mind when you're looking at. When it comes to fantasy, if anyone is doing fantasy for marble rallies and stuff, keep that in mind. You're gonna get some DNFs from these marbles, and that might affect how you look at it. I don't know. I've seen that pattern, and I see it never fail. I see it just confirmed. When we're within a fraction of error, less than a half fraction error on how many DNFs and how much are predicted, that's pretty good. Honestly, we have no error if you kind of average it out by counting all the DNFs up. You really have the 2 DNFs per person. It's just that it's not stratified that way. But it's just
right.
If you take this and average it up, you're almost to the number stratified correctly amongst just wrongly dispersed. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You have 30 DNFs across the season, 30 by 16,
wow.
32 by 16 is exactly 2. You're literally
1.875.
less than 0.1 away from that number.
And you said 1 2/3?
Well, 1 2/3 would be numerically for 10 races. But if I just say if we can't do this decimal nonsense, and we're saying okay, you got to assume 1 DNF or 2. If you take the entire field and actually average it out, you literally get 2, or just shy of 2.
Yeah, it's 1.875.
So any way you slice it, if you want to say 1 2/3 to take into account the dispersion, or if you want to forget the dispersion and just average it and say it's got to be 1 or 2, you're still mathematically getting that pattern every time. This is every season, and I think that's really cool. I don't know. Mm-hmm. That stat is not failing based on how Rally works. So think about that. I guess I don't know. Maybe Focaf would like that. He's like the stats.
Maybe.
He likes stats, right?
He does.
Cool.
I think we should move on to emails and then head out of here.
Oh yeah, we should get out of here with some emails. Emails.
Oh,
emails.
we got 2 of them.
Is an email. Let's see. All right. So we got one email says happy early Easter from NBA Youngboy. Well, happy Easter to you, man. Again,
Happy Easter to you as well, man.
Such a joy. It really is the most joyful day of the year for Christians. So I don't know. I love day like this, even more so than Christmas, right? Even more so than Christmas, because this was the day of the sacrifice. But I won't dwell too much there. What are your thoughts on the movie theater?
I'm assuming like movie theaters in general.
We're gonna assume
like
going to a movie theater experience. Is that that's what you're talking about?
I think so. Like I like movie theaters. Like the atmosphere is really cool. But like opening nights, especially for big movies, are not that great because people can be pretty loud and crowded. So it's not. But overall, I think I like the movie theater experience.
I think I do too. I think I always tell myself, I don't need to go to the movie theater for this. But then you go and you're like, oh, the screen is big. The atmosphere is nice.
Yeah.
You really feel like you're involved in the movie or whatever. So I tend to like it, actually. I tend to like it. Thanks for writing in that. I like when you guys writing questions like that. MSWpodcast@gmail.com if you have anything. I like talking about the stuff. And I like to hear you guys' opinions on similar silly things. It's fun. And then we got an Edu email. Oh my God, an Edu email. I love them.
Yes.
And this one's a big one. So let's watch. Let's read. The Marble Rally delivered again is the subject, and you can imagine what it's going to be about. From Edu. The wait was way too long, but was worth it. Another great season, close until the end. 6 contenders with the all-time top 3 and the most improved marbles since Season 5, separated by just 4 points. Who had the most improved? Duct tape? A long, treacherous course that tested speed, agility, and spatial awareness. We had a tense and dramatic race, but not in the ways many of us expected. Instead, we saw the 2 overall leaders and an outsider crashing out one by one, while the 3 remaining racers kept pushing on to climb up the ranks for the win. Slammer, traditionally the sleeper pick that silently rose to the top as the climax approached, held off pressure from Duct Tape to finally lift the trophy after years of near misses and persistence to enjoy that number 1 spot. In another hand, after over 3 years out of action, I can be happy and excited for Reflector. I can too. I like Reflector. Marked as a bottom feeder before the season, they overcame the doubts for a top 10 overall. Okay. Good battles up front against the best in business. In race 10, they came back from the back row and escaped from being trapped on track at least thrice. Oh, good use of thrice. To go as high as 4th and nearly score another top 5. Season 6 has clearly seen the best from them and makes me hope for more improvement. MR delivered once again and has earned its status as a main series. It was the first series. It always had that. And we hope that JMR enjoys it and gives the care it needs as much as we did going forward. Well, as always,
Thanks for writing, Edu.
You write well. I have to agree. I appreciate the movement of this season. I think that it's hard not to be in the top 10, so I'm not necessarily thinking Reflector is showing incredible. I mean, the performance of the bottom 6 was just terrible. How do you get 2 silvers and get in the bottom 6 in Marble Rally? How do you do that? Grasshopper had 2 silver medals, and he also ended with 69 points, so nice. But and he didn't even DNF more than once, and just like the inconsistency of his play. He got 2 silvers, and he got an 11 points, and then they could do this like 6s and 3s and 2s across the board, and he's just not good racing. You have Blizzard Blaster, who's maybe a little more consistent, but I mean, he has no eyes in 10 races on the podiums. Cool Moody did terrible this year. Terrible. 1 bronze, and then just was nowhere to be seen on the camera. Wisp of Darkness, no different, plus 4 DNFs. All right. Cobra, I mean, you have straight up zeros. You have a literal 0. And you don't see that much because usually 0 is hidden by the letters DNF because usually the last place person is the one DNFing. But even in the one race where no one DNF'd, which was race 5, Cobra still got last place. It's just tough. Yeah. That's basically a DNF, you know? And then red number 3, I don't even want to start. I mean, you got some really bad racing there. So Reflector, I think, is not a bad racer, but I don't know if I'm necessarily proved on anything yet.
Fair.
Movies are cool. Yes, they are. I mean, those are our emails, though. So, Waf, you have anything?
No, I don't really have anything else to add.
Well, then with that being said, I mean, that's going to kind of wrap us up. That brings us to our usual about an hour or so. So this is awesome. And I mean, we're looking ahead. Next episode we do will be a look ahead towards Marble League. You won. Marble One. Oops.
There'll also be Showdown, I guess, for Marble
and
Rally.
Showdown, and we'll cover that briefly. And then we're getting into that, and we'll probably shoot over and do some fantasy for that when that starts to pop up. We're gonna have to look at some stats and see who we think is going to be a player this year in Marble U1. I don't have to say it. Marbula 1.
Marble U1.
But yeah, 1. But I don't know. I actually don't know much. I haven't thought much about it, so we'll see. We'll see what I can bring next week on that. I mean, the Cat's Eyes are always going to be a big deal. So are your Rangers. You'd like to think the Savage Speeders, but they're not gonna take out rapidly, are they? Am I gonna start this again? They're not going to.
Oh yeah,
because no one has an effect on that kind of choice, even though it's an obvious choice. It's a second one choice. It takes 1 second of thought to know that they should take out rapidly from that team. I don't know about the random reveal, so message us about that, and we'll cover that next time.
So someone on the Patreon who knew, like they leaked the teams from Marbula 1. I haven't checked it because I don't want to see the spoiler. So
I won't look at it then. Maybe we'll wait on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but my point is that it's not random thought. It's not a random idea that rapidly should be removed. We've talked about this all too much, but they're not going to do it. So the Savage Speeders might take again this year, unless rapidly did a lot of training, though I doubt it. So with that being said, let's wrap up.
Yep, I agree. With that, we shall move on to whatever's next, which is gonna be Marbula 1. I suppose that'd be the next big one. Marbula 1. We'll see you then, guys. Roll on, Marble sports fans.